Bye, Felicia.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Fuck your mama, fuck your dad, fuck your grandma.
Oh yeah, it ain't over, motherfuckers.
Yeah, okay. You got it. No, you got it.
Welcome back, Yard Talk family. Welcome back, Yard Talk, motherfuckers. We at it again, back at it again, like a crack addict. It's me, Big T, my boy Majay 2 times, and another great guest, Jakk the RHYMER. Man, this man does got some skill. This man does got some shit up his sleeve. I was just giving this shit to listen, a re-listen the other day. High as hell. I was like, damn. Shit hits different when you listen to it. You know, when you listen to shit high, you kind of separate the music and the sound and the audios and your ears, and it's dope. And even I was just saying before this shit that you're kind of like a mixture of these people. Like you're a mixture of Raekwon, you're a mixture of Ghostface, you're a mixture of Earth Gang and Flatbush Zombies. Just all of them in one mix, one pot, and then here you are. And it's like, damn, okay. I didn't know I needed to hear that.
Nah, man. I mean, well, I think you know, I was kind of born in like a precarious time period where we were like what sparked me and my homie to start rapping when we were kids, like 15, was that, like, you know, everybody that was rapping at the time was super like aggressive, thugged out. Even though it was like the 90s and there was like R&B and hip hop mix, you know, Ja Rule and shit like that. But even Ja Rule was thugged out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like when we started seeing artists like Ye and Pharrell and Cudi come out, and you know, it kind of like gave the inspiration, like that backpack wave and shit, like Lupe and all that kind of shit. It gave the inspiration for young artists like us to kind of like see ourselves in the hip hop world where we didn't see ourselves before. I never sold drugs, and I would never, but well, I was unsuccessful. but like, you know what I'm saying, like you know, that was never the image that I wanted to ever portray. And so, you know, when I started seeing artists just being themselves, I was like, oh shit, we could do that. We could because we loved hip hop, and that was what it was about for us when I started rapping.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What were some other things that you did when you started your music journey? Like, do you have to go to like studio, get some equipment?
Nah, hell no.
Or you just know
new people are. Nah, bro, we didn't know nobody. I mean, like I said, we was 15, you know. When I started rapping, I was very young. Well, 15 is not that young nowadays, but at the time I was kind of young, I guess, at least how I felt it was. I didn't have any connections. At the time, when you wanted to rap and you wanted to get, like, let it be known that you was trying to kind of put yourself out there, what you did was start a YouTube page. And yeah, because it wasn't SoundCloud, it wasn't that shit out. It wasn't even Vine. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just YouTube and MySpace and shit like that. So we did that. Yeah. Dated myself, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but
nigga, that dated me. Shit. Mind you, remember, we are the age to where we are old. We were at the time, we were old enough to know what a MySpace was, and we were old enough to make an account. We just fucking didn't. We were just too young to actually have a device of our own to do it on. Goddamn, we just.
I was the age where we was waiting to make a MySpace because our old you know, Facebook and MySpace. Facebook was basically for like college kids, and then it started branching off to like kind of high schools. People in high school started making Facebook.
Yeah.
But like for like everybody else, it was just MySpace, and that's what everybody was for a while. And you know the platforms you move on and shit like that. We wanted to use MySpace because that's what, you know, when we was younger and shit like that, it was like, oh, okay, MySpace is the next obvious thing. By the time we got old enough to make our own MySpace, Facebook was popping, and then a couple years later, Instagram and Snapchat started popping. Instagram, yeah. and then somewhere SoundCloud came in there.
Oh my God, I miss Kick, bruh.
Oh, nah, you throwing me off for that one. Kick?
K-I-K? Kick, bro.
Nah, I've never heard.
Yo, okay, so like, this was at the earlier end of the Instagram and Snapchat days. This was like what 20 somewhere between 2012, 2013 up until like 2015 and shit.
Yeah.
So this Kick was like the text now, and it was just like a text messaging app. Just like that. You could just text anybody. So it was like iMessage, but you didn't need to have a phone. You didn't need to have an iPhone for that. You just need to have a device that could access the website of the app. So that was the main social media platform for like a hot minute before Snapchat took over.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of a BBM. BlackBerry Messenger.
Oh!
BlackBerry. That was a whole thing. Yeah, that was a whole. I didn't have a BlackBerry though. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, you know, they ain't gonna.
No, I used to know a couple people.
I had a Nokia brick. You heard?
No, I had like one of them. I had one of them small Samsungs with the QWERTY on it, and then I had like, then I had like the little government phone that take minutes, and then I had got a second government phone. You flip it to the side, and that motherfucker had the little keyboard on it, but that whole broke fresh out the box, and I was pissed.
I was the dopest kid in middle school and early high school. I had the Sony Xperia Play.
I had a Sony Ericsson when I turned up.
When we have the test, just know when I get my phone back.
Fuck you, dear. Fuck you. Wait, you had an Ericsson?
You had an Ericsson, yup.
Fuck both of y'all.
Yeah, I had an Ericsson. That was before, you know. But I thank God I had an Ericsson. I tell my moms this because, you know, at the time people was getting not iPhones. They was getting you know, that was when the first iPod came out, the big the heavy one with all the data. And you know, I grew up in Brooklyn. Like I've seen people get stomped out for their fucking and worse for their iPod. So like, thank God I had a little ugly Sony Ericsson. I could put all my music on there, and I put my headphones in. And I rock out like that. Like as soon as somebody see them little white headphones, it's over for you.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to think that you had to have money to have an Xperia Play. I had a white homeboy you had one of them joints. Nigga was coming playing every single PSP game he could possibly put on that phone.
Yeah.
I swear I seen that nigga come up to school one day with God of War ported onto that bitch.
Old phone, I got a new iPhone, and it was a temporary. It was a Sony Z. You know, the hard big ass Sony phones. It was supposed to be Z.
Yeah, the Z lines, yeah.
Man, I remember one time I got that phone. I got my new iPhone, and I was trying to break the Z. That shit was so strong.
Bro, here's the thing, bro. My first iPhone, which this was like in like 2015, 16 when I got my first iPhone, but it was because I had found it underneath the bleachers at school after a football game. Right? Now I wasn't the one who noticed it. I didn't peep it. It was some females who peeped it. But I needed a phone. I was working off of an Android that didn't even have no service on it. It was an Android that I found next to the train tracks on the way walking home from school because my other phone I lost on the school bus. So I'm
that happened too. I was bad with that.
I was pissed, nigga. Man, too. And the reason was just because it was this nigga who was, I guess he was bullying me or whatever, but me and him really did have a legitimate beef. So it was a back and forth thing. It was just more, he came at me more than I went at him. But it wasn't.
Sure. He wanted problems for no reason. Yeah,
because we both did shit on both sides.
I lived that life. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was under the impression that bro had tried to I was under the impression that it was from dude messing with me or whatever. I left my shit on the bus or whatever. I was pissed off, nigga. I found another one on the train tracks on the way home. But when I was at the football game, the girls peeped it. I was like, yo, let me get that. I need a new phone. I need me an iPhone or whatever, you know. I got this bullshit ass Android, bro. It was an iPhone 4. And not the 4S that came with Siri, the OG 4. The OG 4. The voice assistant 4, not the Siri. When I tell you, I was walking off that motherfucker for like the next year or so or whatever. And then I had ended up getting like a 5C because I had an old PlayStation Vita game system. I had traded that with my homeboy because he was getting a new 6S. So I was like, oh shit, let me get that. That 5C broke, went right back to using that 4. And then one day, out of nowhere, that hoe just black screened my ass in the middle of the Yeah.
I was like,
updated that shit.
I was like, what? And at the time, I didn't know that all you had to do was hold a certain button combination and it'll turn your screen back on. As far as I knew, Apple just said,
gone.
Exactly. Okay. And that 5C, that motherfucker was still messed up pretty bad. All right, the screen didn't come back to life yet. So I was like, man, fuck this shit. Me and my cousin, we just sat there trying to break that iPhone 4 for hours. All right, when I tell you, my cousin played football. You know, football helmets is hard. Man, when I tell you, we put one on the ground, put the iPhone on top of it, took the other one, we said, phew, nothing happened. We said, oh, let me try that again. Phew, nothing happened. We took it, threw the iPhone up. Phew, nothing happened.
Bitches built Fort Tough.
Wait, you remember that one time you had an OtterBox on the phone and it broke? It was a pillow. Mind you, yes, nigga. I had an OtterBox on the iPhone. On the strongest known man. It was on the 5C.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was the 5C specifically. That's how the 5C got broke. And I was, you know, me being me in school, I was being stupid or whatever. You know, I was just testing. You know, I'm thinking the OtterBox is like that. I done seen OtterBoxes fall from like 20, 30 feet in the air before. I threw it up into the ceiling. The max height of like a school ceiling is like what, somewhere between 10 and 15 feet, some shit like that. It ain't that. My phone didn't even get near the ceiling. Went halfway up, came back down, hit that ground. I went and picked that bitch up. That bitch was not working. The screen was messed off. I was in the OtterBox tank. Now, mind you, I had to walk around the school the rest of the day, tight as fuck.
Phoneless.
Phoneless, pissed off, nigga. My girl had came to see me at the time like that. Okay, friend, you know, this girl was just, that's some drama. But she had seen me in the hallway. She was like, oh my, she was like, Sway, what's wrong? Because that's what I was going by at the time. I just pulled my phone out of my pocket. I just looked at her and I looked at her and I just looked at the phone. I never had been so irritated. And then some dude that came over, he had tried to egg me on like he was trying to fight me or whatever. All I did was stare, bro. And next thing you know, I have like 10 people trying to pull me back, telling me, hey, bro, it don't, and then telling the other nigga, bro, fucking leave. You was about to get fucked up. And I'm just mugging bro, straight in his, I'm just looking, bro, straight in his eyes. It was the, I don't know how they knew what I was finna do to bro, because I didn't even move yet.
Yeah, well, you gave him that look. You know how that, you gotta give him that, you got that crazy look.
Bro, it's because they didn't see me fight people before, and they know like that nigga can't fight. But Samaje will fight, and even if he lose or win, he is going to finish that. Fight.
Yep. Good shit.
Man, yeah. Before we move on, I wanted to say also, man, not long ago, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, because I just got my new I had previously an iPhone 14 Pro Max, but that one didn't survive, so I got me a new iPhone 14 Pro Max.
I'm ready for this story.
So it all has to do with the pants I was wearing, right? So normally pants pockets are pretty deep, and normal.
Oh yeah, I already know this story.
Right?
Bo was wearing the wrong thing.
I was wearing sweatpants, right?
You wearing the wrong thing, but you should be wearing these cargos.
I'm walking to the elevator, and my phone fall. Right?
Not through the crack.
It was
through the crack,
bro.
Oh, damn.
Bro, that is everybody's biggest fear, but nobody ever thinks that will actually happen.
I heard it fall. And in that moment, when it came out of the pocket, things were going slow motion. At that moment, I knew it was like, damn.
Nigga, at this moment, he knew.
I got the phone like.
Hey, how many times did you replay that moment in your mind? You probably replayed that. You replayed that shit like 50 times. Like, I could have caught it. I saw it happening in slow motion.
That nigga, hey, that nigga too was like, and I'm gonna put this song on replay.
Yo, that shit happened. I'm still trying to wrap my mind like, how that happen?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I was
wearing sweatpants. I'm keeping my phone in the car. I don't give a fuck,
bro. I was mad pissed off some food shit that day, and I just get the text message from this nigga through the group chat, through the business group chat, talking about some y'all. My phone just fell. Y'all just dropped it through the Nick teared. I just texted back. I said, bro.
I was texting on the
bro. I just texted it back, bro. Don't piss me off. I'm already irritated. How did you make the phone, bro?
You know, I had to think about it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave my phone in the car. I'd rather deal with the car getting stolen and my phone, or not even the car getting stolen.
You're wearing the wrong things, nigga. You should have been wearing these cargos.
I'm okay with. I have cargo too. I should wear.
Exactly. You should have been wearing the cargos. Velcro pocket, fool. What's wrong with you?
Zip up pockets.
Right?
Yeah, you need that now.
Nigga, I tell you what, Eric wouldn't have let this shit slide.
Shit. Ain't lying.
I still can't believe that shit happened, bro.
Man, what's some of your inspirations, man? Like when I say inspirations, I mean like celebrities, artists, even people close to you. What's some of your inspirations?
Sure. I mean, first and foremost, man, like I said earlier, I started rapping with, to me, one of the most impactful young rappers of our time, who was Capital STEEZ. That's my brother, man. I grew up with him. That's literally like that's my brother. I know him since we knew each other since we was 5 years old. Now I say knew each other, I mean like, knew every hung out every day. Like that was literally my brother, except blood. And we started rapping together, and just seeing his progression, seeing how he took to hip hop. I think I was even the first person to kind of be like, yo, let's rap. And but how he took to it and how he progressed, it was phenomenal. But outside of him, I would say obviously I'm from Brooklyn, so Biggie, Jay, Mos Def, Black Thought, I'm trying to go Wayne, DMX, you know what I'm saying, like M, all those guys, like everybody, Nas, the spitters, like the ones that was really like, kicking that shit. Prodigy, even Prodigy I was a big fan of Prodigy as well.
RP DMX.
Yeah,
RP DMX, RP Prodigy, RP STEEZ, man, RP Big, all that for sure.
Yeah, big facts.
Damn, Capital STEEZ, that's crazy.
Young Cap.
That's a flex. That's dope.
Yeah. Get it out the way early.
Right?
I just realized something.
You said like, it's nothing.
Yeah, I get it. I just realized something. Bro, is you smoking the Cuban?
Yo, that's
not a Cuban.
I can't tell you exactly what cut of a gar it is from over here, cause I don't really know them like that.
You know what? They can't prove it. So yeah, it was a Cuban. Yeah, it was a Cuban.
That's what I'm saying, bro. A Cuban.
They're gonna pause this video like.
That was a Cuban. Yeah.
This is very much a jewel, nicotine. All right, I hear that, state of Texas. This is a jewel.
Yeah.
This is the new Elf Bar, Texas. Okay, they change their shape every fucking month. Okay, they got a new month. They got a new shape every month. This is the current one.
A new shape, a new name. Y'all gonna have to keep trying to catch this nigga. Good luck.
New flavors. I was telling the homie like I thought it was a live interview at first. So I was like, let me go ahead and get a drink and shit before I start. You know what I mean? Before we go on live and start talking. So I went and got me a little whiskey, and when I did that, I was like, fuck it. I'm at this little smoke shop, so let me get a cigar as well.
Man, we do that. We do this whether it's live or it's pre-recorded. We could care less.
Sure.
We want to. I mean, that's the part of it feeling genuine and real, bro.
Yeah, people like some people want us to be extra professional and not do this type of stuff, even our backgrounds and where we be at. And we're just like, yo, that doesn't feel genuine and realistic. Like the reason that a bunch of streamers and everybody is blowing up so much right now. It's because that should look realistic. It's genuine. That's how it's
out. Yeah, authenticity is the era.
Nobody.
We in the era. We in the era of authenticity.
Yeah, you're right. This is the era of authenticity.
I'm gonna admit, I write a lot of the questions down. I'm repeating the same questions throughout most of my interviews. But
Sure.
Little conversations we have after each question that I'm looking for.
Exactly.
If it's just a question,
gotta have structure.
It's not clearly. If it's just answering questions through each,
it'd be boring. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
But
exactly.
if we have a conversations and it kind of branching off from it a little bit, that's okay. We making our progress. We getting our connection in.
This is why, even though I'm not on these interviews that often, whenever I'm here, it's great when I'm here because that's literally my main thing. I never write down a single question because I don't know what I'm going to end up asking nobody. I'm trying to vibe first. I want to understand the person. If I understand the person, I know what question to ask based off of what I see you do, how you act.
Sure.
There have been
Real
some questions
talk.
I think I'm getting better at thinking of new questions off the top of the head. And there's been a couple questions I added on, just past questions. That's good.
I mean, but then again, that also makes sense because the way that we treat these interviews for questions is also the exact same way we act whenever we're in the studio trying to record music. If we're doing that, I go in there. I've always been ready to freestyle when I go in the studio. Tier goes in there. He goes in there. He will have a song ready. he will rewrite the song 10 times while he's there. But at the end of the day, he still came with a song that he's still probably writing. Like he writes stuff down and he'll edit it as he goes, and I'm just gonna go in there and just go. It's just a perfect flip of the coin.
That's a great point.
That's a great. I'm the type of person that now I've gotten to the point where I'm recording. I'm writing as I go. You know?
Yeah. Right.
Perfect flip of the coin.
Right. No, that was when I mentioned STEEZ and like his progression, that was one of the things that blew me is that because when we first recorded our first mixtape together, it was called the Yellow Tape. That was probably in 2000.
That's a hard name.
Or 9, yeah, Yellow Tape. We was 15 years old, and we recorded it up in the sticks somewhere. That's where I was living at the time. But when we got into the studio, it's the first time I've been to a studio. And STEEZ as well. And well, maybe not the first time, but yeah, basically the first time we've been in the studio. And just the way he carried himself, we rap our stuff all the time together, but then you go record it and it's a difference. So he recorded, he'd be like, I don't like how I did that. He'll talk to the engineer like, yo, do this to this, make my voice sound like this. And I'm like, how you even know how to express that to him? Like, how you know how to talk about that? I'm not saying that, but I'm watching him. I'm like, yo, like the confidence of how you carry yourself to the point where, and my homie, I told my homie this, he'd be like, yo, you should have told us, but it's real. Like to the point where I go record my shit. He'd be like, yo, Jack, you got to go back and record that. And I'm like, what you mean? And he's like, nah, try that again. I'm like, bro, what you mean? I thought I killed that shit. Nah, try that again, bro. Boom, boom, boom. So, you know what I'm saying? Like his ear for music was always advanced. It's a fact.
Y'all are us. We are y'all.
Yeah,
y'all are us. We are y'all.
I got this boy, my boy Charles, and Simi always come back when you try that difference. And I kind of do a mixture of everything they tell me, and it just comes out like, okay, this works.
Is that? Hey, me and Terry already tell people this enough, so it's not embarrassing. Now I'm legit like his semi ghost. Like I help him write like half of his songs, more than anybody else. Like he helped him with my shit, but like I help him more than any of my other friends help him.
95%. I'm writing my shit though.
Yeah, 95% is him.
No, of course, but that's what a crew is like, right? Because when you're a big artist, you have a budget where you get writers to come in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every big rapper name, you know, have writers in the room with them. That's a fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's a fact, but I just know, I'm sure a lot of them, 95% of them do.
That's a fact. Whether they want to admit it or not.
Exactly. So like, you know, when you have your crew and your people, that's the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only reason I was rapping is because I had homies around me that fucked with that. And when I would kick some shit, they'd be like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like feed off of that shit. So, you know, that's all a part of my writing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they was as a part of the bars as you know, I was, because I'm writing it, you know what I'm saying, to see how they were going to respond. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. And your friend being the ad-lib one and all that, that's legit me. I will go in there. I will purposely modulate my voice on the fly in the middle of a freestyle and give myself ad-libs in the middle of a freestyle. Just because in my head, I'm like, nah, this could be a hard, real deal song. So I want to start turning it into a real song in the middle of a freestyle for no reason.
There's definitely you can sit there and do ad-libs on the fly. Like,
that should be fire. That should be fire. I be trying my hardest to actually like be able to do shit like that even better to that extent. Like, it's like when the rapping fast used to be popular. I used to try and be like Busta and Eminem, like every chance that I could get. Every single time Rap God came on, I'm going to try and rap as fast as I can. Yeah, or Twista. Every single time shit like Rap God or anything by any of them come on. Like, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna try and what the fuck did he say? Run that shit back. What I gotta do. I'm just gonna sit here.
Before we even got into deep to music, I think that was definitely a lot of us. Like, we were trying to break down Tech Nine's lyrics, trying to break down Eminem's lyrics, trying to break down all these fast rapper lyrics, and it's like, oh shit.
I do voices, and then like I've always been entertaining. Like as a kid, I was always been trying to entertain my cousins and my parents and shit like that. So I would always try to imitate voices and shit like that, whether it be like radio hosts and shit like that. So yeah, like when I first really started like having fun with the rapping, we be playing like Madden or we playing like or some shit like 2K or some shit, and I'll be sitting there rapping the what's happening in the game like I'm Eminem. Like, and then he passed it to his man. His man ran 30. His man ran 15 yards and got the first. That shit was crazy. He got tackled and it hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, I miss Blitz. Yo, I miss Blitz. Them was the best football games.
Oh,
I'm sorry if if I'm not able
when
to
they were doing steroids and shit.
Yeah, I need to be able to body slam you mid match. I need to be able to break every single one of your bones mid football match. That shit was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man.
No.
But I definitely want to talk about Earl's interlude. How
Yeah,
did that
man.
come about? Like your whole song with everybody you did with that, like.
Yeah, so Earl Interlude, you know, I don't want to claim it as my song because it's actually the homie K Fitz song.
Yeah. And I hit up everybody. I want to hopefully I can get an interview with everybody on that because
sure they will. I'm sure they will. Because basically, and that's a great way to do it because essentially each one of us are all individual artists. We all have our own path and been doing our own thing and our own history. But we ended up meeting in Philadelphia through one of the other artists on the song by the name Chron 11. He hosts these shows called Army of Nights in Philly, where basically he has all the different artists in the city and sometimes in other cities come through that he knows that he fucks with and he curates it and will just be somewhere live at a skate park or in a cool little venue, and we just appreciate each other, even if it's not like a crazy show out when it comes to, you know, people like other people. Just to be in a room of people of other rappers of a certain caliber, and to hear everybody kind of kicking their shit and, you know, kind of like converse on the sideline, like, oh, I'm doing this, or I'm about to do this, or this and that. I got this show coming up, that kind of shit. It's just a great, you know, it's a great community. And from basically out of that community, that song was born. Okay. And we shot that video out in VA in Virginia. That's where one other artist, Fox Chase, pardon me. Fox Chase, he's based out of Virginia, so we shot that out of in Virginia. We all kicked it out there, and that song was so dope, man. It's funny, and K Fitz will probably tell you if you talk to him. Basically, how he found that beat is he searched on YouTube, Jakk the RHYMER type beat, and he ended up catching that beat on somebody posted on YouTube. I don't know if it was titled Jakk the RHYMER type beat or what, but he found it. And ended up paying dude, got the rights to the song, and we went crazy on it, man. And I really appreciate all the love that it's getting right now.
Fire. Hey Terry, there's all this business shit that I'm gonna pitch to you when this shit over. It's like some marketing persona shit. Just put a pin in that shit for later.
I definitely like that shit, man. I like how you got all these artists together. That. I mean, that's definitely an idea. One of our ideas as well. We're trying to. It's always about that. It's hard right now, but we're trying to curate a collab album with all the artists we interviewed last year, just to get them to come together and just do music. You know, there's no direct concept for the songs that they record. I just want them to get together. Well, you know,
definitely.
Hard to curate that, but we'll get better.
I respect
the vision. Is no vision. The vision is no vision.
Yeah. No, I respect the vision. I mean, you know, artists, you know, everybody got their own style and shit like that. So, you know, but there's so many times where compilation albums is put together and it's fire. And it like you said, it just kind of solidifies the community that y'all building, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I feel, I mean,
highly advised.
That album may not go well. Maybe with a more full year of artists that we interview. We'll probably go better because we plan to do that at the end of every year. It kind of as a symbol and trophy of what we already did and what we are. What's next, you know?
No, salute to that, man. Salute to y'all.
To connect these artists that we all interviewed and to.
I say the best way to make sure the album does. I say the best way to make sure these albums do go well every single year is, other than just having artists that we have on tier, we have to make sure that me, you, Khalil, it's like the actual main like hosts and shit. Mm-hmm. Right? we got to make sure that we're actually at least rapping on the album at least every year. Because the thing
and
is,
shit. And
because
y'all can
without
even
that, yeah, without that, Loki, what it looks, yeah, all right. Well, Loki, what it looks like is we're just using them just to get a random free album.
but no, not at
I'm
all
saying we
because
gotta hop on there with them, and then it's
sure.
like, yeah, it makes it more interconnection and personal because it's like we're all here doing this, not just using y'all for this. We using this ourselves too.
Shit, you could even put them little clips from the interviews, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, into
that's it.
that shit.
Using the album as a way to propel everybody, not just using y'all names with R
I
as a
mean,
tag.
listen, as an artist, bro, if you could get your stuff out, if you could have multiple avenues where your stuff is out there, at least in my opinion, it's always a W. It can never be a, you know, I love, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't do a feature with anybody if I don't like their song and shit like that, but for the most part, like if I like your music and you reach out to me and you know what I'm saying, I'm all about it because you got an audience, I got an audience, and your audience don't know my audience don't know your audience, so you know, let's collab.
Yeah, and our boy Simi, you know, he has his opinions, you know, and how he, you know, but he's like, I don't think y'all should be in the collab album yourself. But I mean, Samaje makes a point. Like we gotta put ourselves in there too. This is our platform as
Sure.
well. So
Because y'all rap, like you know what I'm saying, like so you might as
we're
well.
also doing music too. We may as well
Might as well
represent ourselves.
Right?
Facts.
All right. You ain't got a shirt.
Moving on now. There's a big question
You don't got another straw.
in the music industry, which is, would you rather be independent or under a label?
You asking me? I think labels work if you know how to work it. I mean, I personally, for me, I would say that I wouldn't be able to speak to that, you know, with the utmost intelligence because I've never had a label sit down. I mean, but I have a lot of homies that are, well, I know people that are signed, and you know, they know how to work that for them and how to build their audience with that signature. I think, you know, you look at artists like Nipsey and even like Jay and Rough Riders and what they was doing in the early 90s, how they you know, work in conjunction with these major labels for like publishing and things of that nature, or just for the purposes of using their network. I think that's super important. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? If you could get tapped into the mainline source and have your music on there, then that's what it's all about. But conversely, like, I feel like, yeah, as an independent act, platforms such as this and others, if you could make if you could build your network, organically, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, I mean, you could sell your merch, you could book shows, you could make your own money, and you could travel across the country just off and across the world for real because of the internet, based off of just your own connections. So independent, you could definitely do it. I think it's a lot more work, and you probably want to have a stronger team around you. But regardless, even if you're on signed to a label, it's still a team aspect. So I think you should always want to. I think the main thing is you always want to build a strong team. If you're the artist, you know, you want to have maybe somebody that's more business minded next to you that you could, you know, that could help you out in those scenarios. Maybe have somebody that's more connected in you know, those different venues. Maybe they work, you know, they work in venues that have them tap into your team. Build a team. And then regardless, if you want to go independent or major, you know, you have the tools to kind of utilize whatever opportunity to the max.
Elvis should have built that team before he got with that bitch ass clown.
That shit. Can you hear me, Terry?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit, there we go. It came back. I had muted my shit. My bad, y'all. I had to go get eats. My brother came back to the house with some eats. It was some bronze. Was that a bacon cheeseburger over there? It's mostly plain, but I just need a cheeseburger. I don't need all that extra shit. I don't like lettuce and all that shit. The lettuce got a bitter taste. Fuck me up.
No swine on mine.
Yeah, I got a motherfucker. I got a Sprite over here with a thing of fries. Word too. But I was gonna say, too, you know what's funny? We pretty much have every single thing that he just listed off. All right.
Sure.
Who's the business oriented friend?
You.
Okay. Who's the friend with the connections to the venues? Simi and Monica.
And
and Charles. We ain't even gonna use
There you
Monica, but we ain't even gonna use Monica like that because she is doing numbers in her own right now. So we ain't gonna just eat it right now. We ain't gonna do all that. Simi is still at the same level as us. Is it?
And then
Well, no, he's way further than us, but Simi is like he's gonna be way easy. We can be tapped in with the underground with him because he's still here with us.
Right.
and another little third or whatever, another extra one is like for me, I think it's always important to have somebody a little bit older than you that has been doing music, or like you know what I'm saying, like maybe like a couple like like an older uncle or cousin or something like that.
He's like in his mid-30s right now.
Charles,
Yeah, that has the generation,
mid-30s, like what, 2 or 3 kids at this point. We go to
they come with a different perspective, a different, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, and like perspective, we go to people like Charles and Simi whenever we want to go for very, very particular sounds.
Sure.
Simi is great if you want to do more. I would say Simi is a rock star. That's what Simi is. Like Uzi and Cardi and that. Simi is really a rock star for real.
That kind of vibe, closer.
Yeah, you go to Simi. Now
and
Simi,
they produce. These are producers.
Yeah, they also produce shit too.
Yeah, Simi raps and produces, and Charles is mostly a producer, but he does release a bunch of albums and stuff. So like,
fire.
They do this.
Yep. Yeah, y'all got a squad.
Now Simi can do hard shit. He can do drill. He can do all that if he wants to. But his sound, where he most easily fluctuates to, is more like he's just a rock star for real. Keep it a stack.
Sure.
Charles, you can go to Charles for a majority of your sounds if you want them to be old school.
Yeah, old school lyrical.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Charles will pull you. Charles will pull you a sample. Charles will pull you some stuff. He will sample it fresh in front of you. All right. He has guitars. He has guitars. He has keyboards.
Oh yeah.
He has buckets on bins of vinyl records.
Yeah.
That's the point that I'm talking about. Exactly.
These two right here. What I got here: Texas Playboys. I'll see you at the door on. And somebody else sober up. And what's this? Stevie Wonder. Don't you worry about a thing on one side and blame it on the sun on the other side. I got these
producers. Y'all got one of the most prolific producers out of Texas, right? Wasn't Pimp, right? Wasn't he like one of the first people to start like sampling like gospel records and shit like that into the hip hop and shit like that, with the UGK vibe? So yeah, man. I mean, yeah, like somebody that is a little bit older could tap into like a different bag of music and y'all can incorporate it, and even if it's not even just the music, just the game.
Charles,
like
we see Charles, honestly, he's like a mixture of The Alchemist and
Charles is like the cool uncle, but he's like our cool uncle in the music world. That's what he is for us.
Right, exactly. You need that. Sure.
Because again, he has the vinyls. He has a bunch of cassettes and shit too.
Mm-hmm.
So like he got the full everything. He got everything to record.
Oh yeah. I'm from. Hey, I remember when we used to walk around with Walkmans, bro. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like whenever what was it? Whenever we was watching Wu-Tang on Hulu and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How they was getting. That's Charles.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Charles. You go to his house, wherever he is. There's no booth. There's none of that shit set up to record it. You got that microphone right in front of you. You hold that motherfucker if you got to. It's no special, none of this. His son, Wolf. I mean, his son. I ain't gonna say his name. Is just running around doing his thing over there in the background. Big mama over there in the kitchen. It's nothing, no walk off. It's just you're there. Record that shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You in. Yep.
We go to Charles for a raw sound mostly.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna give you that raw shit. He's gonna make the beat in front of you. He's gonna sample it in front of you off of whatever you go over there and grab it. You could look away from it and just scroll your finger and stop it at a random place, hand it to him. He's gonna make you a sample for whatever you need it for.
For sure.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hit. Nah, bro.
Definitely. Man, so talking about music, talking about going in and record, there definitely is a process of recording. And there's a lot that goes into it, but some of the two main pieces when it comes down to an artist recording is one part starting off with the writing process. So what's your writing process like?
Man, my writing process, a lot of the times I write to no beat. Sometimes a lot of the times I write, the things that I'm feeling, and like if I have, I have flows in mind. I'll be having flows. So, I write to no beat, and I let the subject kind of let itself talk, and then if I love it, I like the concept, like the song, or like the lyrics or whatever, I'm gonna find the beat for it, and I'm gonna run into a producer, and they're gonna play some shit. And personally, how I like to make music, I like to work with a producer.
That makes sense.
I rather not. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had people send me stuff all the time and done like that, but I'd rather work with a producer and sit with them and develop a relationship, so that way we can kind of come up with a sound that's really unique.
Yeah, and something that matches the lyrics that you made better.
Exactly.
I say you over there shaking your head like you don't be getting on me every single time that I write before I find me a beat. You be on me every single time. But you over here nodding your head like, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good one. Yeah, I do that.
But look, I didn't start off that way though. I definitely didn't start off that way.
I don't think a lot of people do. I mean, no, there's some people that do.
Okay.
But when it comes to me, I'm getting better at kind of doing that. It's not as often. It's more reoccurring now. Like, I'll think of a line out of nowhere, like.
I'll say it is easier to me due to diagnosed mental stuff with me. Obviously, it's easier for her to do stuff like that. Like, if you anything with any of the ADHD, Asperger's, anything that puts you
I'm
on
undiagnosed ADHD for sure.
Anything that puts you on the basically autistic syndrome or
on the spectrum.
On the spectrum. You don't got autism, but you got
rap. All
right.
Yeah.
So anything that puts you there automatically makes your mind do 1,000 things way faster than more than anyone else. Now, since I was little, I've always.
And the weed didn't necessarily help.
Yeah, it does not at all. It actually makes.
I got more lost for this shit.
So I'm always walking around constantly playing music or singing music in my head through my headphones, or I'm making a whole new song in my head. Actually, like right now, I have a whole. I want to do a manga anime thing one day. So right now,
me too.
I'm constantly watching a new episode of this shit in my head as I make it. And as you can assume, the music for the show is the same songs that I'm trying to write for the other shit. So I'm constantly doing this. So it's like, okay, I don't really need a beat if I can just make the beat appear and pretend like I got the headphones on, and I just rap over the beat like it's normal.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like you said, a lot of the times it's the feeling. And when I hear the beat and I know the feeling, even if the flow doesn't completely match, I can make it match now, and it sounds a lot more on point. I've tried that before, and it would sound kind of but I was like kind of like early in my times of me trying to do that. But now I could do a little bit more seamless, where it's like, oh, you wrote to this? I'm like so I'll go into a booth with the producer, and then they play some shit, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I got something for this. I'll just start rapping. They be like, damn, like you just freestyled that shit. I was like, nah, I was sitting on something. This shit spoke to me though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. But I'm always in my notes. Like I got like 500 notes of just rhymes, and a lot of times I don't even write it. I'll do just to remember the flow. I'll just do a voice memo. Yeah. Yep. So that's a little game for everybody that's paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody who y'all see every single one of these is a different song idea. Every single one of these.
Exactly. I will show you my phone too, but I'm on it. So yeah.
Right.
Already know.
I'm talking. What's that oldest one? Tier. That furthest one down there. You remember when me, you, and Marcel, we was all up there just hanging at Richland. That was them voice recordings, gang. I got these all the way back. Bro. That's 2019. It's 2014, bro. This shit is still here. A bunch of older ones got deleted, but these are just the ones I got currently, nigga. That's
right. That's for shit.
I got so many song concepts I could just make out of nowhere from up in here that I just don't.
Exactly, and that's
over there.
And that's the thing about when you do that, because now you just have like a limitless pool of inspiration, Even if I just have like 8 bars, or even if I just have like a little hook idea, I'll voice memo it, I'll write it down, record it. Just because I might be writing I might be working on a whole nother song, and I'm looking for a bridge. I'm like, oh, you know what? I did have a little melody that I fucked with, that I wrote down or I recorded, and then I'll incorporate that into the new song.
It's like, have you ever went on like YouTube or anything and just like watched rappers in the studio, like watch full blown studio sessions of a rapper?
Oh, sure.
Made in the studio? Like, I'll watch like people like Tory Lanez and all them, and T-Pain and stuff, because T-Pain produces his shit too.
Yeah, I've seen T-Pain doing that on the live.
And I'll just see T-Pain. He'll just randomly be scrolling through some shit. He'll be like, when the fuck did I record this shit?
Right.
He'll be like, is that me? I ain't never said them words before, or something like that.
Exactly.
He was still when he recorded that shit. All of a sudden, an hour later, he got a full song. He got a full song that he needed to drop. I don't know, off of some random thing, off some random voice recording he found from when he was drunk 3 years.
Exactly. I mean, that's, because, I mean, I'm from the shit of like, I'm spiritual with this shit. So it's like, where does this stuff even come from? You know what I'm saying? As a rapper, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even, we don't question it. We just rap the shit. But it's like, ultimately we pulling something from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned, animes and shit like that. Like the one that I always related closely to was the Full Metal Alchemist, right? And like being able to, it's alchemy what we do. You know what I'm saying? We take nothing and then we create.
I apologize to the girl for how bad your father was. I apologize to the dog for how horrible of an owner he was. Fuck the daddy. Y'all deserve better than that. I'm sorry. You said Full Metal. I gotta put that right there. That's my show.
That was my show for sure. Yeah. So but it's alchemy. You know what I'm saying? Because not only does it bring happiness and emotion, it could bring you literal gold. You know what I'm saying? It could literally bring you precious metals. It could literally bring you all kinds of shit. So
it's a trade off.
And it comes from nothing. It comes from the ether. Yeah, and it really comes. But when I say nothing, it's not really nothing. It comes from eternal.
Yeah, there's always eternal. Yeah. You can all that stuff. You can make all of that, but it does come with a trade off. It's just, what are you willing to do, and are you willing to trade the right things?
Well, no, not even. Oh, okay, I see where you're heading with that, but even on a regular level, right? The trade off of like when you let's say this, you write a song about a girl. Right, for it to actually have some real, legs and teeth, you probably have to go through a real foul relationship or a good relationship, whichever one. But let's say you go through a foul relationship on some what's the dude's name, Bryson Tiller shit, right? You go through a foul relationship, and that foul relationship, even though it sucked when you was going through it, is now the fuel for albums that you can now make. You could create a whole persona and fan base off of. Unfortunately, you had to go through that shitty relationship or that shitty experience, but you could take that negative experience and turn it into something completely brand new.
Hey, yo, T, Jack don't realize it, but he just told me to finish that damn song already.
Yeah. Now, I know exactly.
You don't realize it, but he just told me to finish the damn song already.
Niggas is waiting on that bitch.
He just said, you got a foul relationship. You just told me to finish the song already.
I never fuck with that idea. Seeing this shit is out.
Yeah.
Same kind of concept. Like, I see music, I see everything. I see the world in art. Same way there's people out there that see the world in numbers. Same way people out there see the world in the periodic table and science and shit.
Sure. The world literally is art. The way that we see colors and shapes and everything is solely based off of how our brain decides that it wants to interpret the random particles of light being pushed into our eyes.
Creating pretzels is
our eyes don't know.
This shit's art. Oh, fuck, creating a little piece of pretzels art.
It is, because think about it.
Shit.
No, listen. Down to how you put your clothes on.
Yeah, all that's art.
How you rock your drip. You know what I'm saying? Down to how you even talk.
Hell yeah.
Down to how something's planted on the
art.
The earth.
Yes, exactly. Because think about it. No matter what it is, your senses, everything, your eyes, your ears, all that, Oh, that's just how your fucking brain interprets it. So if you can just sit here and you can make something out of whatever's in front of you, it doesn't matter what you say it is. It's going to be art due to the fact that you're taking the materials in front of you and you're creating something else that's aesthetic to your brain.
Now you can call that art. You can call that alchemy. You can call that.
You can call that whatever you want to call it.
All kinds of names you can call that for sure.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. It's just that's why
it's all like, the spectrum.
It's like how people can be like. It's how people can be like. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're always doing math, whether you know it or not, because you are. You're constantly doing all these things at the same time. We just call them by 1,000 different names.
Sure. Shout to the Egyptians.
So,
all right, here, take your cue cards, shuffle them up, look away from them, grab one from random. That's the question you're gonna ask. That's actually a fire segment. I pulled that shit out of nowhere.
Speed round.
Yo, that's a fire segment. I pulled that out of nowhere. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, it's dope. I fuck with that. Fuck with that, man.
This speed round, just shuffle that motherfucker. Look at this.
Looks like we're jumping way to the end. Would you rather?
What's that Yu-Gi-Oh shit? Heart of the cards? You know what I'm saying? You got heart of the cards, that motherfucker.
I play Blue Eyes White Dragon face down and turn to the left.
So okay, this is the would you rather. So usually we say the would you rather for later, but I like this idea. I fuck with it. All right, so we got some would you rather. So would you rather marry a straight bitch asshole?
Okay.
Or fuck a girl with chlamydia?
Oh god damn. Okay.
When I say bitch, now when I say she's a bitch, like she's such a bitch, like you damn near murder and go to prison for life.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
I'm going to have me out here telling myself. I'm a married shorty. I ain't gonna do that.
Here's the bad side to that question.
I'm a married her.
Listen,
everybody deserves to get a ring.
Here's the downside.
You willing to go to jail for it? You willing to go commit murder for
it? Wait. Here's the downside to that question here. They're both bad situations, right?
Yeah.
But the positive is they're both situations that you can get out of because chlamydia is
temporary. They all temporary.
Yeah, the chlamydia is the curable one. So
I wouldn't know chlamydia. I ain't gonna lie. I don't.
I'm not saying take that option. I'm just saying your option is choosing.
I don't know how it works.
Is it your option is choosing bad that you can get rid of, or bad that you can get rid of.
Right. And look, and you know, thankfully right now I don't have no M's in my bank account, so you know what I'm saying. If I get married right now, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
This question is about morals over health.
yeah, exactly. I gotta choose health first. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna be a type.
I ain't gonna lie. Fuck my morals. I'm taking the bitch.
But you and you just said regular chick with the clap. Like you should have been like Sofia Vergara. I mean, not Sofia, she's a little older, but you know what I'm saying? Like you should have been like, if it was like fucking
J-Lo. You could have said J-Lo, bro. I would have
dated now. I'm trying to think of somebody like more current. Like
you ain't gotta get that current. Halle Berry still look good. Halle Berry still look good.
Yeah, but she on AARP now and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Who? I haven't seen a single nigga to give a fuck.
She got Medicaid and shit now. Medicare.
Nigga, she get benefits. What is you talking about?
Yeah, nah, facts.
She get a check every month from the government. Fuck you.
She gets silver awards.
I'm saying.
They talking shit. My
dog back here agreeing with me and shit. What the fuck?
Shit.
Bro, move. Nah.
But a lot. But you know, you out here in these streets, you got to duck and dodge a lot of that crazy shit.
You gotta do a lot.
You gotta definitely wear a hat. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself out here, young men. Shit, crazy. Not just diseases. All kinds of shit you can get involved with. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, be careful. But nah, I'm a marry. I'm a marry. Fuck that.
Okay. Would you rather dip your hand inside a hot burning oil? By the way, olive oil. We know why I'm said that specifically, Samaje. Anyways, so or the other option is get your whole arm cut off outside in the freezing cold, having frostbite.
Oh man.
You ain't shit.
Your hand or your arm?
My hand.
Take my hand. I've already
My hand.
Yeah. I probably go hand. I'll probably
Take
go
my
hand too.
Take my hand.
I'll probably go hand too. Cause then you can get a little robot hand and shit like that. That'd be
You
fine.
could also get a robot arm.
You could, but that should be heavy. You'd be walking around like this and shit. Like I ain't doing all that. I go for the hand.
You gotta work this side of the chest and so
Yeah, that's
a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. See, with your hand, you can get that replaced. It doesn't even have to have electricity, and you can get like special like gloves or pieces of metal that you just clip it to your wrist, and you can still get your fingers right back. I'll take the hand.
Right.
I'm good.
Take the hand every time.
Let me
every
see.
time.
Okay. This isn't a would you rather. This is just a she's a 10 type of question.
Oh shit.
She's a 10, but she thinks that you and everything is just a figment of her imagination. So she murdered 10 people and robbed 4 banks before she came and told you she was in love with you. But she's a 10. She's a 10. Everything else is perfect.
Nah,
personality, everything else is perfect.
Well, if she left that shit,
she even got money and everything. If
she left that past behind her, like you know, what I'm saying, because every girl got a past. Every girl got a past.
Listen. She's still gonna think that she's in a coma. She's still gonna think that you're all a figment of her imagination.
Right.
But she only did that because she thought that she could get away with it. She doesn't want to do it anymore. She got all the money she needed from it. Remember, she
changed up. I'm with it. Now I'm with it. Yeah, everybody got pass. Everybody got a pass, man. Come on, I can't judge her.
It's like, what? You know why did you kill those 10 people exactly? What did they do to you? I mean, it's like over 7 to almost 8 billion people on this damn planet. I mean, I can believe that 10 people were assholes.
They deserved it. Damn.
I can't say that they deserved it, but I can understand.
You think you in a dream, girl? Did you feel that dick last night? It ain't a dream, right?
No, I love it. Nah, yeah, you got it. I mean, if it's a 10 across the board, where like she, you know what I'm saying, she take care of everything around. You know what I'm saying, like physically,
everything.
You know what I mean, take care of the home and like that. You can't
pass
her health
that up. Is on point. Her health is
pass
on
that up nowadays, man. 10 is a 10. Yeah, 10 is a 10.
Yeah. When it
I
comes
take
to
that.
most of the questions, a 10 is 10. I know. There's no. Once you say it's a 10, it cancels out whatever the fuck you're going to say anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Because look, that's my 10. Everybody's 10 different.
But she's a gold digger. She's a 10 though. So that means there's
everybody 10 gonna be different. Everybody 10 gonna be different. My 10, I'm gonna take my 10 every time. Like if she my 10 for me, I'm gonna take that every time.
Okay.
Nigga, I sold myself on at the moment. I was like, she rich. She just robbed 4 fucking banks.
Right. And she got street cred. Like y'all good.
Okay, nigga, she done bought the whole hood. The hell?
Right.
Nigga, she run every gang in that hood in the background.
Right. Y'all good. Y'all good everywhere y'all go.
She's Kingpin. And as far as I see, this version of Kingpin ain't got no daredevil to take his bullshit down every goddamn week. So she just Kingpin out front shit.
Marvel shit. Hell yeah. Love that, man.
So what's your choices like?
I ain't gonna lie, this green screen background got me thinking that you and the Princess and the Frog movie at the ending. You know the ending scene when they actually
Nah, yo, this is funny. This is actually a AI generated but AI generated cover art.
I can tell.
I had this is actually the cover art for a single that I put out called Stay Foolish.
You know, I can tell it's AI because this nigga in the front glasses is fucked up, and that nigga in the chair looks like
Yeah,
he's in the
yeah.
chair next to it, but he's in this chair, but his whole body's also
Exactly. Some nigga got extra arms and shit. You know how that go.
missing.
Yeah.
Man, this table right here in the middle though, I keep waiting for an old girl to bring a whole plate of beignets covered in powdered sugar. Like I'm just
Shit.
Yeah, we in New Orleans with it. Yeah, for sure. We definitely in New Orleans with it.
Damn, I need some beignets now. I need to, you know what? I need to go to Fiesta and get some ingredients. That's what I need to do.
Hey, send me
For sure.
batch.
What'd you say? You said beat selection?
Yeah, so what's your like beat select, like the beats that you prefer from when you started to now? How has that changed?
Man, well, I say when I started in 2016, when I restarted. When I was a kid, we were just kind of like going off of like popular hip hop beats that we were familiar with at the time, and we would go on YouTube and just download them and rap to them. But in 2016, when I was trying to really kind of like, you know, develop a sound and work on shit, I was really just experimenting, man. Like I was really trying to go with anything. If you look back at I put out maybe like 3 tapes, 2020, or something like that. And just was a mix of beats between all of those 3 tapes. Some are like kind of more like poppy, some are more like grungy. I definitely was super into grungy sounds, like just like that old school boom bap, obviously the grimy shit, but then also like even like the UK grimy shit, like the old school grime, like not the drill, like the old school grime UK shit. I like that. Just any kind of like different beats. A lot of times people know me as like a lyricist. So when I deal with producers, they will be like, they want to give me like the regular boom bap package. Like, yo, Jack, I know perfect beat for you, and it'd be boom bap shit. And I fuck with the boom bap shit, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, I like to challenge myself, and you know, I know I could eat on that. Like that sounds like some shit I could do, but like I always want to try to challenge myself and do something different. In fact, I got a song called No Complaint, and it's barely any drums on that motherfucker. I mean, there's definitely 808s on there, but it's just like it's like a different type of beat. I got all kinds of beats. So, but nowadays, what I'm interested in is a lot of soulful sounds, soulful samples. I like live instruments. I like things that's like instruments that sound like the instrument. Don't sound too
I want to do a
digitized and shit
full
like
live
that.
album one day.
Yeah, like I mean,
Like-
even if it's recorded, like even if it's a live instrument that's recorded, it's still a live instrument. It's not like a digital. It's not coming
But
from
like,
a computer.
I want to like how Motown and them would have did it way back in the day. They
Yeah,
had
exactly.
everybody behind you and shit like that. There's no beat playing. There's none of that shit. They click.
Right.
They hit that record. The niggas behind you. They get
They
to make
start playing the piano and shit. Yeah,
yeah. They
for
get
sure.
to doing the shit, and you right there just going, and then all that shit just meshes together to sound like some beat. Now that's what I want to do. That's really hard.
That's like the what's that Ray Charles movie, right? When he was in there,
Yeah.
it's all that behind the scenes shit. Yeah, for sure.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all ever thought about how small the UK is in comparison to the US affects how like really shows how much music can affect their entire country? Because when you think about it, like you were saying, it was Grimes, not the drill we have now, right?
Yeah.
So you know, America, they got 1,000 different types of hip hop genres and sets. You got trap soul, goddamn you drill, everything that you could possibly think of under the sun, right? Chicago drill, that's where it was first, and then New York got to drill. They made their version of drill, right?
Yep.
I haven't heard any other type of New York type of rap set since then. There's other rappers in New York who do not make drill, but I've never heard anybody mention like, oh,
well, that's a whole other
this
thing.
this genre. But you think about it, UK is small. What else they got? UK is real small. Now,
UK, you gotta think
I'm thinking like in proportion. Right. How many music sets and genres? Like obviously over here in the US, we don't know everything about their music sets and all like that. But off of what you see and what you hear, every single one of our music sets is blasted all around the world. It doesn't matter what type of hip hop set it is.
Well, that's just
but you will see everybody from all over the world. They listen to all of our artists from every single type of set there is, and they know which specific type of hip hop it is. When I hear niggas from the UK, everything that I hear now is drill. Most people there just hop on the drill wave because that's just the easiest thing to do.
Well, that's the most popular thing.
Area. It's a small area, so the most popular thing is taking up a bigger chunk of it in proportion. Think of how big America is. Right.
I mean, and you got to also think, you know, they have a smaller a smaller engine, or I'm trying to think of not the best word, a smaller like platform, I guess. So they're probably like
Yeah.
so like with the US, you know what I'm saying, they got, you know, it's a whole
Since
story, but basically like
every every
in
U.S.
the Texas,
every U.S. state is essentially the size of a country. Texas is the size of 3.
right, but and then every region has their own story when it comes to the hip hop
Mhm.
shit. Like down south, right? Like they known for like that independent trunk music, right? Like when people basically record and then sell that shit out the tapes out the trunk, and then that shit will come, and then even
We
like
still do
coming
that.
into the strip clubs and shit like that, and all that kind of stuff. So like it really depends on the platform that is releasing the music as to like the kind of music that gets put out, because like, you know what I'm saying, like basically like they're not gonna risk their resources on some shit that they don't think is gonna pop in New York. I mean, pop. It's coming from the UK. They're not gonna risk their resources on shit that's not gonna pop in the US. They know
Yeah,
drill gonna pop in the US.
yeah, exactly.
So
That's what,
if they gonna push an artist, they're gonna push a drill artist.
that's what I'm saying. You know how small it is. They can't have as big a stuff. Again, every single state in the U.S. is the
But
size.
I'm sure they got different sounds out there.
They
Sure.
do. They do have different sounds, but the size difference is what's making it seem like they don't.
Right.
Every single state in the U.S. can be a country on its own. Texas can be 3. Alaska can be like 4 or 5. Okay? California can be like 2.
Just space wise, yeah, for sure.
Yes, state wise, they can be broken down into multiple countries. Right, in most states in the U.S. can be a whole country by itself if they wanted to. That's why it's the United States of, and not just saying it of just calling ourselves America. Right. So so it's like, since all of us are calling ourselves one country, even though we're really a bunch of countries. Every individual country has their own different version of hip hop. We already know that. Hip hop in Russia, that's way different than hip hop in the UK, hip hop in China, hip hop in Japan. Everything is different.
Korea,
Africa. But if they all call themselves one country, then it would be a lot harder for one type of specific genre to take over as much, because it's more diversity, is bigger, and it's more expensive. And the UK is so small that they don't really get a choice to say what their country's main sound is when you think of hip hop. It just ends up being drill.
Right. And you know, we can't take away the fact that we invented this shit. You know what I'm saying? We invented this hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of times when right, a lot of times when these countries hear the music, like I got a lot of family in Jamaica and shit like that. So like a lot of when we was going back down there, nowadays it's not so much because of the internet. It's so popular, but like maybe in like 2008, 9, 10, like we would go down there, like they fashion to be from like you know, like so if it's 2016, they fashion to be from 2005.
Yeah, everybody's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like it would just be a little bit behind because it takes a little bit longer for the shit to hit them than it, you know what I'm saying? Because we the ones making it. So yeah, a lot of those countries that you're talking about, like they probably just hearing Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? like in 2018, like, you know what I'm saying? They probably just hearing some of the shit.
I do find things like that funny in some instances, because whenever they wearing shit that we would have been wearing years ago, you look at that and you realize, why the fuck did we stop wearing that?
All right.
You look like, what are we wearing? I was like, what are we? Sometimes I'll be like, thank God. Yeah. Most of the time I'll be like, why did we stop wearing that? What are we wearing now?
Yeah. Well, like, it all comes back because right now we in like the 90s again when it comes to this fashion and shit. Everything's baggy, everything workwear, everything look like it's like faded. You know what I'm saying? So
everybody needs straps and chains.
Yeah. Now it's like 90s with a little extra flair. Yeah, for sure. That vampire wave was like a whole nother thing.
Nigga, I need the goddamn these 70s, 60s.
Well, actually, it's not even that off. The vampire shit remind me of like, you ever see that movie Triple X with Vin Diesel? When he go out to Russia and they all fucking like the fucking leathers and fucking all that kind of shit. Like, yeah, that's like kind of like how like Playboy Cardian should be rocking now.
Them Triple X movies, they need to bring them hoes back.
Man, that first one was goated.
Cube, I understand that you up there in age, but you need to bring your ass back too.
I mean, I think they did do a collab one time, him and Vin Diesel, but
That's what I'm saying.
That first one was goated.
I'm saying, like, if Vin Diesel is out here fucking turning Challengers and Chargers into Spider-Man off the side of a fucking cliff,
into planes and shit.
Yeah, Cube, you can do some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Vin Diesel was wasting his time on Fantastic. I mean, on goddamn me, Fast and the Furious. I'm sorry, I was gonna call that shit Fantastic Four because I don't understand.
He good. He good. He's set for life.
He's set for life. I think he's wasting his time, bro. I want Riddick. I want Riddick. I want you to finish Riddick, bro.
That was fire. Yeah, Vin Diesel's actually a decent actor. I fuck with Vin Diesel.
Can you imagine if Riddick would have gotten as big as Star Wars did, or even Star Trek?
Yeah.
And we got a full.
I mean, that's definitely one they could bring back. They could bring that one back for sure.
That'd be fire. Yeah. I mean, it's like it's like the Dune movies that they got going right now. It's a lot of
right. Dune. So they brought that one back.
It's a lot of Dune books, so you can imagine they can make a lot of Dune movies.
Exactly.
They're still making Mad Max movies and shows right now.
Right.
Vin Diesel, Riddick is the perfect thing. I'm just saying, if you brought back Riddick, bro, I think a lot of this shit could be series for real. I mean, that's like I went to school for media.
Back to the Planet of the Apes, they're bringing that back.
They love that one. They love that.
Nigga, they're bringing back Wizards of the Waverly Place. Disney is bringing back Wizards of the Waverly Place. I'm sorry. Like, Vin Diesel, get on your shit because Disney is hip. Disney is hip. I ain't gonna lie. That's just the concept of it sound kind of hard too. It's supposed to be Justin, since he don't got his powers no more. He married and he got a kid or whatever, and then some wizard in training is like, "Hey, yo, I need a boss. I need a mentor," and it's like, oh, so you finna be Obi-Wan.
Yeah. I always thought a billion dollar idea was just making a Hogwarts series, man. Once HBO just do a Hogwarts series and they just modernize it. That's a $1 billion idea.
We had this conversation before. It shouldn't be like a straight Hogwarts series. There's multiple schools within the Harry Potter universe.
Exactly.
There's a school in Africa where they all shapeshift and do all.
Well, they just dropped the video game, and they kind of introduced that in the video.
That's what I'm saying. The show needs to be more about that, because other than that, the only other time that you heard about it was like in 1 or 2 movies where they mentioned them, where they was just happened to be
like Goblet of Fire.
Shit like that. Like, no, once you mention them, why didn't we hear about them anymore?
They were somewhat okay. So they were somewhat on the right track with Fantastic Beasts. I can understand where it failed.
Yes, they were
on the right track. A lot of people were fucking with it because
I like the last movie.
The things they could have covered, because it would have overlapped with young Tom Riddle. By the time, it would have overlapped because Tom Riddle was in school.
It had young everybody else.
Yeah,
well, you see, that's the thing though.
So
they could branch off from that whole storyline altogether though. They could do a young brother coming out of, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Fantastic Beasts, actually. Fantastic Beasts would go even harder if they managed to continue it, but kind of like how, you switch to like the second half of an anime, you go from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden, shit like that. If they pull some shit like that with Fantastic Beasts, all right? Yeah. And next time we see anybody who's got all the beasts and shit like that with this briefcase and shit like that, it's in like modern Harry Potter times.
Right.
All right, that'd be a lot more interesting, because one, it's gonna be a bunch of beasts. They're gonna be different beasts.
Exactly, that's some Pokemon shit. Yeah.
Just on some pure Pokemon. First of all, why is Harry Potter not Pokemon? I don't understand that. Why is Harry Potter not Pokemon? That doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean? Like, why don't they have a trading card version?
Nobody. There's not enough people. Y'all need to be companioning these mythological beasts more. Y'all need to be having training sessions with them. Y'all need to be raising.
What I'm saying, they just with that new video game. I think that's the beginnings of what they're trying to do, because they just put out that Hogwarts Legacy, and it basically
a lot more characters
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
what a
it
nigga,
gives more folklore and like
what
more
a,
backstory to all that.
what if you gonna what a nigga gonna do if you
What
just be like Arachnia, I choose you, motherfucking spider hop over your shoulder.
Yeah, you're gonna find out it was all in the same universe. It was all in the same universe.
They definitely have a
Uh,
lot. They definitely have a
it's
lot
like
they
that.
can do.
It's like that Power World shit. Who the people who came up with that game are fucking geniuses. Because yes, I am an American. I am a red blooded fucking American. Even though America is on bullshit like 90% of the goddamn time. All right, I am from Texas, so you gotta know I love my weaponry and guns.
Oh yeah.
Decided,
Grab your
hey,
gun.
give me Pokemon. All right, but Pokemon with Blix, nigga. Y'all are geniuses.
Hogwarts and Blix. Yeah, I like it.
That's what we need. All right, that's what Harry should have did when he came back to the school.
When Voldemort came back.
To the school, he should. Yeah, he should have. He's look at it. Avada Kedavra. No, nigga. Avada Kedavra.
Right. Just 21 Savage in Slytherin. Just clapping shit.
Nowhere. Voldy come over. Voldy try and do some shit again.
Oh shit. Yeah, nah. I mean, listen, bro. I mean, like, damn near. Just to bring back to the music shit. Bring back to the music shit. Like the music, it's like a fucking like the way these kids consume it. It's like a Pokemon Hogwarts shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they look at these rappers like
all the flows.
Like they look at these rappers like they superheroes or super villains and shit like that, and it's all like it's like a comic book world. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
In a lot of aspects, but then at the same time, it's kind of like detrimental because of the content and the type of artist that's really populating the spectrum. But I think ultimately kids are gonna tap into their imagination whenever it comes to period. They're gonna tap into their imagination. So, yeah, that's where we at with the music right now.
Speaking of that, hey, children, if any children watches this for some random reason, I don't know why your parents are letting you watch. I don't think
random niggas talk.
You should be doing something else with your life. Go outside and play a game. But if you are watching this, children, Drake, if the rap world is Pokemon, Drake is a master trainer. All right, he is a in-game boss because that nigga collect more flows than anybody I've ever seen.
Right. that nigga Kaiba. Yeah, he's Kaiba.
Your face over here, he was like, "Damn, this nigga."
With the golden eyes, shit. Yeah, he be stealing nigga shit and shit, all type of shit. That's Kaiba.
Yeah, he's just this fuck nigga. Here we go again.
Man, moving on.
Moving on.
Progress, I love it. So, what's been your self impact? Like when you do music, what does that make you feel when you do music? When you're in the studio?
Shit. Yeah. Man, I'll say it like this. I'll be going through life and sometimes you when like you just feel tension and pressure and you just like, damn, I want to cry, I don't know why. And then usually it's because I haven't recorded in too long. And then as soon as I get in that booth and lay some shit down, it's like, man, I forgot. It's like reminding myself who I am. But really, music is just a language that I've learned to speak through. A lot of the times I could say things better in a song than I could say it in person. It's a beautiful thing. I'm happy that I've gotten to the place where I can do that. But basically, it's like a second language. And outside of that, it's also like a cult. It's like a secret society. It's like a priesthood. Because when I run into a nigga that rap or I run into other people that do this, we can have a whole conversation, a whole dialogue that a person that don't rap, they can't even come into that conversation because it's like what we talking about, they can't even really understand or relate to. So for real, music is community to me, but really it's a way that I could really speak from my heart chakra and really just put out like what I want to say. And sometimes now I got to the point where I could say what I want to say, but I could stomp on it with so many metaphors and like you know, and you like, you know what I'm saying? You're probably not really hearing, like, you know, so like I'll be saying what I want to say.
Music is like
but it's
a different dialect.
Exactly.
Yeah, dialect. Yeah, you had said
Dialect,
language.
exactly.
I was thinking on it.
I was
thinking on it. No. You was spitting. Yeah, because music, you're still speaking the same language, but if you speak the same language differently,
right?
You can't tell.
Exactly.
It's something completely new and different. For instance, there's a version of English in like way more countries than people even think to know about it. Most people just think like UK and America, and then everywhere else speaks English secondary. But there is a hell of a lot of countries that's in areas that you wouldn't even think of the world that speak English as their like straight up first language.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is what they teach you first in your house.
Like I'm from the Caribbean.
Yeah,
I'm from the Caribbean. We speak nothing but English over there, but you don't understand. Like, most
people
won't understand
what they're talking about. Yeah, and every single one of these, they're all the same language. They're all English.
Exactly.
But it's the dialects. Every single dialect, it makes it a different version of English, but it's still English.
Oh, I'm see if I can turn it. Showing off.
I'm sorry. There's some Englishes. There's some Englishes that just sound like you just making random noises.
Right.
You couldn't decipher a single letter. You couldn't decipher a single word.
Yep.
But they're speaking English. They write it down. It might not. It's still English. You go in and you put that through a translator. You put that through something to decipher it. It's gonna bring it back out English words.
Right. You have to be a part of. You have to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
To understand it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able, because ultimately all this shit is really like I always compare language and dialect and all that kind of stuff to like somewhat of a form of like telepathy, right? Like because if you're from Texas, so there's certain shit that y'all could say in Texas that it's English, like you said, it's English, it's a regular English word, but because you in Texas and you put it in the context of Texas, that has a whole another meaning that if I'm not from Texas, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing with New York. Like, we could be like, oh, yo, tap, tap, like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, ding, ding. And then, you know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, word, ding, ding. You know what that means? And, like, you'd be like, what the fuck they talking about?
That's like,
but, like,
that's like when niggas don't.
Oh, yeah, he cut off.
Okay, well,
I thought that was me, because I'm just.
Honestly, it's kind of like in New York, there be dudes, they be like, hey, yo, somebody get your mans, bro. Get your mans. Like, bro, what you mean, mans, nigga?
Yeah.
What you mean, man? I ain't in a relationship with this nigga.
I ain't nobody man.
My bro, my homie, yeah. All right, cool.
Out there, yeah, your bro, your mans in them, yeah. But we put the ands on everything, cause like, so we'll say my mom's, my pops, my man, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, so we put the on everything. So like, yeah, exactly. That's like a pure New York thing. You know that because you be out in Jersey City. So yeah, like, exactly. So I'm sure there's a ton of slangs. And they be kicking out there. You be like, what the fuck are they talking about? But you probably picking up on it. And it's the same thing when people go down to Texas.
For sure. He definitely had a little mishap. We'll probably hop back in if you can.
Nah, that's all good. But that's why I say it's like a form of telepathy, because basically, if you're not involved in that community, you know, you don't have the context to really put behind the words and the dialect. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Definitely. So what do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
Man, best case scenario, to be quite honest, I want to do a world tour. I love to be doing shows. And when I say world tour, I don't need to be like Kendrick Lamar or Drake, but I want to be able to, you know, do shows in Prussia or fucking Germany, and just be low key and have a underground following, and be able to just promote and push my music and my messages through music. But also, I'm a writer first, you know what I'm saying? I'm a musician, but also a writer. So like, I don't know, maybe, you know, possibly like, you know, get into writing books or writing screenplays, anything that could really just utilize the writing. Because that's why I tell a lot of rappers and people that do this, it's like, bro, you're not just a nigga that puts, you know, raps together over beats for, you know what I'm saying? And like, you're not just a 21 Savage or whatever. You're a writer. You're a writer. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I never understood, like, you know, bringing like
are into film work and book writing, like
exactly.
The list goes on. Snoop Dogg, Dre,
Dre. Yeah.
Doing it now.
I think Styles P is working on books and stuff, like all kinds of shit. Like everybody. Yup. Vince Staples just put out a TV show. He's working on a TV show. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you could take this craft and it can go so many places, which is why I think people are kind of coming back to understanding it as a craft. I think because of the success in the early 2000s, like the ringtone rap and all that kind of stuff, hip hop became huge business. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't so much about trying to make sure your shit was up to a certain par. It was just trying to get on. Right. And a person that, you know, kind of like embodied that era was 50. But you could see what he did and took with it. You could tell he still had like the original kind of hip hop principles in the way he carried it, because he puts his story, and not just his music, and his movies and the TV, and like that hip hop principle is always there, and the writing principle is always there. He put out books. He did the 50th Law of Power. So it's like, this shit is a craft, man. Like you could do so much with this shit. And why I say that is because if people don't understand where hip hop was birthed out of, it was birthed out of it was birthed from the government taking away the music from people in the inner city, right? Like when I meet a lot of people from the South, especially when we talk about a lot of music production in the South, especially like Atlanta, places like that, it's a lot of big instruments and like big, you know, all this kind of stuff, because the instruments is still a part of the culture down there, right? Everybody plays the guitar or plays the drums or in the church band and stuff like that. That is not so much in New York, where, you know, we kind of, so that's why I think in my opinion, why the focus was on like lyrics and the writing and your flow and your rapping, because they took the instruments out of the schools and they took the instruments from these kids. So they had to make do with what they had. So that's why I always say like this shit is a craft, because, you know, your pen can take you so many places. You know, yeah, it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle.
And then even in LA, like they didn't necessarily deal with the instruments, and they weren't just about their craft. It was more or less about the stories they could tell, and more or less, also, I mean, they had things that branched off. Their foundation was the music that came before, you know. Like,
what are you looking at?
A lot of the artists take a lot.
Oh, my bad.
The West Coast, they take a lot from what came before. I noticed that between a lot of artists.
Right.
On the West Coast.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. The West Coast, they were big on the funkadelic and all that kind of shit, like, cause that shit was huge out there. So yeah, that's a huge influence in their music. But yeah, man, bro. So yeah, man. I mean, you know, I always try to make sure that people, you know, I carry it with respect. I just come from that, you know, that era with it. Like when we started rapping, it was like, who are these little niggas trying to rap in a cypher with us? And we was always trying to show the older people that we had bars and that we could do our thing with them. So that's where it was birthed for me. So that's kind of like still the same mentality I carry with it. It's just kind of like showing the level of talent. And now it's not just showing it to the homies on the block. I'm trying to have my shit in comparison to, you know, who's the nigga, Shakespeare or shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put my shit up there with them niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we writing just like them. We using the English language just like them. And we doing it in our own way. So put my shit up there with them. Like, study my shit in school. Study our shit in school. Because down the line, that's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look back on this hip-hop shit and be like, look what they did with this English language. They done fucked this shit up. Like, we just passed 50 years. 50 years ain't shit. 50 years ain't shit. Like for real, when it comes to history, 50 years ain't shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Not a
And
damn
like
thing.
you know, as much as this industry tried to shit on hip hop and rap, try to like kind of like make it muddy down and bullshit and about
Right.
out of that, niggas telling real authentic stories. That shit is everything. Like you can't pay for it, but you can. But you know.
Facts. Man, so another thing for doing music, when it comes down to doing music, is doing shows. So, what is doing shows like for you?
Yeah.
Being on stage, what's that feeling?
And it's like that's the that's what it's all for, in my opinion. So like when we was coming up, it was going to ciphers, rapping in front of people. That's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Having people's reaction and getting that stuff. The show I ever did was a STEEZ Day show, the STEEZ Day, in LA. And I got my homie Dirty actually allowed me to go on his set and do my thing. And actually no, then I had a set myself in New York. But so I did one in LA, one in New York, and one in New York. We was in a theater, and there was probably like 2,400 people in there, man. Like it was probably maybe more than that. Probably more than that, honestly. I probably underestimated how many people. There was a lot of people, and I remember I was up there rapping, doing my thing, and then I started freestyling one of STEEZ's verses, and I was rapping that shit to the crowd, and they started rapping the shit back to me, and then I knew the lyric like my heart. I know that shit, but in that moment, I was watching the crowd, and I was feeling like when you feel 3,000 people on you, you feel that. Like you feel that in your spirit. It's like an energy transfer. So in that moment, I kind of lost it for a second, and I was like caught in like a half split second, forgot all lyrics, forgot where I was at, and I was just quiet on the mic. And somebody in the crowd was like, blah 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 blah. They finished the verse, they finished the line, and I was like, oh, good looking. And then I got to going from there, and it was like a whole moment. But it's like, you know, it's an energy transfer. When you're up on stage, when you're performing, and you giving your you know, you're doing your thing. People are looking at you like they're looking at you, and you're not you in that moment. You know what I'm saying? You're an artist that's presenting this great music and presenting this vibe. You're not like this regular person. You're like a superhero damn near, like, you know what I'm saying? On that stage. So, you know, people are kind of giving that energy to you, and it's nothing. There's no feeling like it being on stage. I'm sure y'all familiar because I'm sure y'all performed before. Like there's no feeling like it.
We actually haven't got a chance to perform before, but
We've been there when a homeboy performed.
exactly. I think when that
Yeah, I mean, you will see. You definitely want to see. Yeah.
definitely.
The closest I've gotten to perform would be the nigga who starts off multiple different dance circles at the school dances and shit. So, but then again, that does get there do be over hundreds of to 1,000 kids there, and you do got all their attention at once. So I guess that kind of counts. But
exactly.
I personally think when I get a chance to perform, I'm not going to. My mental state going in is going to be, don't even think about the people there. Just listen to your song. It's just another day. You got your headphones in. You jamming out. Just think it like that. You be straight.
Right.
Roll through.
And that's how it starts. I mean, you know, it's always like, you know, pretend like you in your perform like how you perform in your living room and shit, or your bedroom, and that's how it's supposed to be. But then once you know, once that's comfortable for you, like nowadays, like I'll perform songs that aren't released because that aren't even finished, because I like to see how the crowd responds to it. And then based on how they respond to it, I know how to make what I need to maybe go back on that song about, or I know that song is a legit song because
live input.
You know, the way that live input, exactly. Yeah. So you could use the crowd to help develop your shit. The performance aspect though is always important. I mean, nowadays it's not, you know, we don't speak on it too much because, you know, everything's so internet, but I don't know, from where I came from, it was always important. Now I don't know how, you know, it might not be as important, but I think for me it's always it's like that ability to connect directly with the people.
best advice given to you when not just, I mean, it can be music related or life related.
Shit. Best advice. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's probably the best advice ever given to me. Like I was never the coolest nigga, like ever. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm fine. We were just going in on Harry Potter and Digimon and shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've never been the coolest nigga in the world. Like I don't even pretend that. And like you know, I think even the coolest niggas aren't even the coolest niggas. They just themselves usually. And niggas just think they cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way to be because ultimately, like, you only have one perspective. You the only you on this planet. You the only person in your shoes that's ever gonna be in your shoes ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a great thing to be. And I think, you know, we don't stress that shit. That's why, you know, a lot of people kind of deal with a lot of issues, but I think that's the greatest advice you can ever give somebody. Just be yourself and learn how to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta keep it a stack with yourself and with everybody about everything. I mean, as popular as I might have seemed like I was in college, like fresh out of school, at my old jobs or at fucking while we were still in high school and middle school and shit like that, I was just the nigga who was cool with everybody, but I wasn't a part of no fucking group.
Same.
I had a couple people that I hung out with the most. But I sent public, oh yeah, I'm cool with everybody. I rock with everybody. I might hang out with everybody once or so often or something like that. But these niggas ain't my actual friend group. Shit, I don't see my actual friend group until I get to the goddamn crib.
Right.
People who live in apartments with me, like I don't.
Nah, real shit.
Yeah,
real shit. And
me, like,
and for most of the times, at least one or two of the people inside said group in the apartments are probably my cousins.
right. Family first.
I mean,
yeah, right.
Let's have the same thing, just except for the simple fact I didn't really seem cool at all. Like I was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like he may have seemed cool, but I didn't really seem cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, to you, but you never know. Outside looking in, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing with the cool shit. Like cool is just perspective.
It is perspective, but for most people's perspective, he wasn't. I can be the vouch for that. I've known this nigga since high school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't give a fuck though. It wasn't.
He didn't.
That's exactly though.
He didn't give a fuck. What? Now me as that friend, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna let y'all just sit here and constantly be talking down on my boy. They always asking me, bro, is he this? Is he that? No, bro, he's not like that. Go ask him your damn self. Like
exactly. But that's the thing. Like the niggas like look. It's the cool niggas is the real cool niggas be the ones that just be doing their thing and everybody flock to them, right? And then the people that be flocking to them, they think they the cool crowd, but really they just a bunch of like follower like. Kind of niggas that don't even know who they are, and that shit is lame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is the corniest shit. Like, I was the type of dude, like, that I was always myself, and it was kind of probably looked lame at certain times to certain niggas, sure. But the niggas that was cool, fuck with me because I was giving the same energy every time they saw me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I was always good with the coolest niggas in school. I was always homies with the flyest niggas in school or the toughest dudes in school. And, like, I didn't have to be that.
Type shit. Like I done had beef.
It was niggas in the hood that was actually more cool with me than fuck with me like that.
Oh yeah, they chill as fuck. They chill as fuck.
Exactly.
They mad chill as fuck.
They post up, squabble up, like what's up?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They be like, yo, you about
to
shit, bro, supposed to be a thing, like he fuck with you.
Yeah, like me, I done had plenty of beefs and altercations with niggas for multiple different shits before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why did them niggas not fuck with me? I couldn't fucking tell you. But you know what I could tell? Every single one of their homeboys, I was still cool with. Every single one of their homegirls, I was still cool with.
Sure.
They siblings, I was still cool with.
Right. Because I'm a cool.
You the only nigga beefing with
me. Yeah, nah. Like I you know, because that should be sometimes borderline, like kind of funny. Like when people just be like flocking, like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, why you wear that? Like, why you worry about what I wear, bro? Worry about what you wear, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to pay for my next pair of sneakers? All right, then don't worry about what I got on my feet, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me live my life and you do you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, people just want to be funny a lot of the times too, and hate on people and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, like I said, like, nigga, just be yourself, bro. And the world's different now. Like, we go to junior high school, high schools, junior high schools now. Like, what was cool when we was in junior high school and high school? That's not what's cool now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like flipped on his head. It's like a whole other world. So it's like that shit always changes. Just be you, bro. And that's the only thing you could be, because that shit is actually gonna get you a bag or get you somewhere in life. And that's the coolest shit out.
I used to hate when niggas just wouldn't be themselves. It was a dude in like this was middle school, but he kept this shit up through high school, and then he's a gangster or whatever now, or whatever the fuck. He a bitch, nigga. He a bitch to me, but
right.
That's nonetheless. In middle school, bro used to he would be like a Crip one week, he was a Blood another week, GD next week.
Yeah,
and then the week after that, it was like, oh no, you heard him wrong. It was GDK. It was a Vice Lord another week. Then he was back to being a Blood. What type of like what is you super thug? Come on, Blood, cuz. What's wrong with you?
Right.
Then bro decided he wanted to.
Those are the dudes that want to tell on people.
Yeah. Now mind you, then me and bro we was cool. Me and bro got cool. Like we got real cool, right? It was. Bro, we walked to the cribs and the shit. Whatever, our apartments is not that far away and shit like that. One day, bro, when it was some shit with a female where she started tripping, I think she was having like a manic episode or some shit. I don't really know, because all of a sudden she started talking about some, he said this, and that, and this happened, and they want to try and, she started trying to fucking fight me or whatever. He want to get hype or whatever. We talk it out. Me and him come to understanding. We cool. 2 weeks later, I'm walking home, bro. Just all of a sudden gonna start calling me a bitch out of fucking nowhere. He's trying to fight me all of a sudden. What you trying to fight me for?
Yeah, nah, this shit.
What you say?
Mad,
me and this nigga, bro. And I ain't gonna lie. I know you ain't never supposed to let nobody just hit you in your face, but bro hit me 5 times, and every single time my face did this. It was these weak ass hits, bro.
Pillow fight.
It's like I don't feel like fighting you back. Me and bro get to boxing. It was a bunch of stuff. That shit ended off in a situation where if I say that and if there was a cop nearby, I would have been fucked up. But I ain't do that to him. I ain't hurt nobody, and I ain't hurt nobody as smart as I can be. It just would have been a bad look at the end of it. All right. I can tell you who was on the ground at the end of that was him. Bro kept trying to beef for me ever since then. Nigga would pull up on me randomly. He would be talking shit about me if it was a day that I wasn't at school. All of a sudden he was up there at my school. Nigga, you don't go to this school. How you in my school in the day? I'm not here trying to talk shit about me. But when I'm here, when I say come to the school while I'm here, nobody fucking show up.
That's what you're saying. That's why I thank God that I found something to occupy my time when it comes to even like the rap and shit. Because I
hate fake niggas.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, like ultimately, I'd be a fake nigga if I was in that lifestyle too. Because it's like, bro, like, who wants to like? It's like if you're gonna be a real dude in that lifestyle or be a thug, like that shit only goes one place, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like,
but like,
I don't need to be that real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be real.
I hate niggas who being faker than they is trying to be like super thugged out when they're not like that, bro. Chill out.
Right. Yeah,
like
nobody should be like that for real.
Bro even pulled up.
You got it too.
Bro even pulled up one day. I had just got off the school bus. So I'm walking back to the crib. Whatever, it's my birthday. Bro gonna hop out the car. They drive by. He hanging out the window. He tell him hop out. Boom. I'm cool with the niggas who's in the car. Voila, bro, get out the car. He gonna come over. He about 5 feet from me. He dapping up my boys and shit like that. Right? He gonna start walking off. He gonna start trying to talk. He gonna start talking shit talking about something. You think, oh no, I remember that shit you said on Instagram while you're walking away. I remember that shit you said on Instagram comments and DMs. Next time I see you, next time I catch you lacking, I'm gonna split your window. I'm gonna pop you in. You gonna shoot me?
That's his whole internet age too.
Nigga, I don't have. I am
niggas beefing on Twitter and shit. Like, yeah,
nigga, it is my 17th birthday. I do not own a gun. I do not have a knife on me. I just got off the fucking school bus. I ain't got no protection on me, nigga.
And not even that, bro. Fuck around.
What you talking about next time? I'm kidding. I'm sitting there like,
y'all get caught fighting at 17. Y'all get caught fighting at 15. You going to central booking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to jail.
Texas, you going straight to jail. Yeah. You straight to jail. You're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna sit you down and be like, why did you hit him? Nah, you going to jail. So it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta learn to stop playing around. It goes from 16.
You gotta be real.
It goes from 16, you go to juvie. 17, you getting locked up.
Oh
yeah. So it's like
up here, not even just with, I mean, I get that shit, but up here, just a little spin on it. So like, you can't even defend yourself on your property.
Oh, that's bull.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cap. No
Yeah,
stand your ground.
it's sticky.
Nope.
It's sticky.
They
Nah,
don't
nah.
give a fuck. Both of
Yeah,
y'all
nah,
going
nah,
locked up.
nah.
Both of y'all locked up.
No, that's
I
wild.
mean, like,
Here, come back.
it's
We need
hard
you.
to have a, yeah, it's tough to have a legal
Yeah,
in the East Coast for
but
sure.
Hey,
But like,
but
yeah, like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You can't have both. You
ultimately,
gotta either pick the weed or the
you
gun.
can't
yeah,
win. Can't win.
yeah.
Exactly. Can't
But I would
win. You
say,
can't win for losing. Yeah, you
yeah,
can't.
that no stand your
You
ground, all
can't
that
win
extra
for
shit,
losing.
that's stupid. But I would say the reason I brought up the fact that him talking about he was gonna shoot me and stuff like that when it was my birthday and stuff like that, right? It's because, mind you, I'm cool with a bunch of people that he fucking cool with. People that he think is more on his side. Like people always tell me, oh, you know, that nigga asking about where you is, he trying to be this, and that. And talking about next time he see you, he gonna do this. Talking about he always bring you up for some reason. I got plenty of these people. My cousin, he think is on his side that they cool with, right? So bro said he was gonna shoot me. Bro ain't have a gun at the time. The next time I hear about bro saying he looking for me, also get informed by one of these people that I'm cool with. The gun that he got ain't even real. It's a BB gun. Oh damn, that's crazy. Next time I get informed about it, now he do got it. Next time I get informed about it, now he do got a real gun, but it ain't his gun. It's his brother gun. It take about 2 more years before I finally hear that he finally got a real fucking gun that was his. What the fuck was you gonna pop me with? Why do y'all niggas be fucking capping like this?
You can't.
Yeah, it's cap.
First of all, not even why you can't be capping, because if you have a real op, they find out you capping. Now you really dead.
Yeah, I mean that's
stupid.
exactly. I mean, like, look, man, that shit is a losing game, bro.
That shit out loud. Now your ops really gonna come out and test you.
Listen, the biggest op is the motherfucking police and the judicial system. And like, regardless, you're gonna lose to them niggas every time. Like,
Quickly.
Stop playing around.
Quickly.
You gonna sit there and say you got this. They don't give a fuck if you don't got it or not. They gonna figure out how to get you locked up.
Yeah, you're gonna lose them niggas. You're gonna lose them niggas every time. Every time. That's a fact. But that's why
look at Jonathan Majors. He won by every single account, but they still was like, "Hey, you're guilty of being a little bit too aggressive to get your phone back."
Exactly. Nah, you're guilty for fucking with that white girl. Like,
I don't know why. First of all, I don't know why you try to white girl. Do you not see us?
Okay.
What was your big message?
Okay.
No. I ain't mad at him. But it's just like, ultimately, bro, you gotta just
he redeemed himself in my eyes because he got with Megan Good afterwards.
I don't know if that's a redemption. I don't know. I mean, it's a redemption. It's a redemption because Megan Good is bad as hell.
Hey man,
but
she was just the
more crazy.
Hey man,
she was just crazy in that interview than the other one.
She was just the pastor's wife. Come on now, she was just
but then what happened? They split up. So was she with the devil now? What that mean?
No, Jonathan Majors a good nigga. He just. I think Jonathan Majors is a time traveler. That's what I think. I think. I think that he is from the past. I think he is from
That's
the
the thing.
past.
Like, that's the problem. My thing is this. It's like, yo, like you got to be careful because like basically you could play yourself out of your position. That's what it really boils down to. And that's what he did. He played himself out of his position. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you deal with people that you shouldn't be dealing with, when you're in I mean, don't get me wrong, being in toxic relationships is hard to get out of, so it's tough. I get it. But it's just like when you in that shit and you got so much to lose, you know what I'm saying? You're putting that all on the line. And it's like, if you're not around at this point in my life, I don't even like to be around energies that don't appreciate me or I don't appreciate. Like, because otherwise I'm wasting time and I'm only going to get into some shit that I don't even want to get into. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real selective of who I hang out with, where I go and that kind of shit. Not in the sense of like, being scared and like that, but just being in a place where places where you feel appreciated and you want to be there. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been to parties and because I was in the high school college in North Philly, which North Philly is fucking crazy. If you don't know North Philly, it's wild. So like we would go to house parties and you end up at the party and you ever been to a house party, you go into like the kitchen and it just be like goons all up in the fucking party, just on the wall. Like they not trying to dance. They not even like, they not smiling. Everybody in there looking upset. I'm like, yo, let's get the fuck out of here. And some people that you with, they be like, No, let's check it out. I'm like, bro, nah, it's time to go.
My
You
word,
can check
that
it out if
generally
you want to.
that'd be like 50% of the parties. It'd be 50%
Yeah,
of the parties, and the entire wall be niggas talking about, and
that's
it be
what I'm
the
saying.
niggas who always be
Fuck
talking
out
about
of
some
here.
where the hoes at, where the hoes, nigga, they out there in the
Exactly.
middle. Because
Yeah, exactly.
You over here on
Nah,
the
they
wall,
be thinking,
bitch.
nah, niggas be going. Listen, people be going to those spots trying to fight and rob
hey,
people
bro,
sometimes, and it's like
listen,
sometimes you gotta get out of there.
That's why I don't go to
listen,
parties
Sometimes
no
people,
more. I can't
sometimes
do
people
it.
not going. Sometimes people not going there with the same intentions that you going. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And it's like you got to
yeah.
link with the people that's on the same frequency as you on.
That's why I don't
Hey,
go to parties
I
no
want
more.
to, say this here. I'm gonna get into why we don't go to parties no more. I want to say this to all of the wall niggas at the parties. I was once one of you. Okay.
I'm always
I
one of
was
you.
once one.
You
I
know this
was
right
once
here.
one of you. Okay. And then one day I woke up from the dream and I realized that if I wants to see the booty, I have to go out there and find
Gotta
the
go
booty
out and
myself.
seek it, my
Okay.
brother.
It's just
Great
You gotta go
that's
to
what
the
I'm gonna
legendary man.
just
mountaintop.
tell you right now.
Great legendary
If
man
you
said,
want,
I want you, I like you. You know, I like you and I want you. Now we can
Won't
do this
you?
the easy way.
now we can make this the
On the
easy
hard
way
way.
or the hard way.
Yeah.
The choice is yours. Okay.
Hey. Nah, y'all niggas got it, man. Hey,
Hey,
I'm
now
about to.
listen. Yeah. You about to?
Nah, I probably got another like maybe like 20 minutes if y'all want to. You know what I mean? Hit me with
Okay,
some
let me
Yeah.
start zooming through these questions.
Hey, yeah.
Let me get these out the way, see what we can get.
30
Life is
minutes.
like
Yeah.
life is like a box of chocolates. All
I
right.
ain't never know what y'all get.
All right, so
That-
what's your dream collab? Like when I say dream collab,
mm.
like not someone. Well, that'll be the next question, but more or less when you look at
Alive or
your favorite,
dead?
when you look at your favorite
Okay.
artist, and you just like look at them like, damn.
Yeah.
I wish y'all two motherfuckers or y'all group motherfuckers
Oh,
get a song. Like, what's your
got
dream
you.
collab when you look at your favorite artist? Like,
Got
like
you.
example, everybody wants Kendrick and Cole.
Right. Yeah, that'd be fire. I'm a big fan right now of Benny, the Butcher.
Okay.
I feel like he would be fire. Who else am I listening to? And I like a lot of some of those Detroit dudes too. I like a lot of those guys. Damn, I'm trying to think of who would be a good collab though. Who else I'm listening to? I can't even think right now. Benny. Honestly, I mean, hip hop and hip hop and hip hop does it often, but I like to see it more. R&B don't do it enough. I think they need to have more of the new acts doing shit with the older acts, especially in R&B. Like you don't get too many songs with like what's not Summer Walker? What's the other girl? Shea Butter Baby. What's her name?
Ari Lennox.
Ari Lennox. Like Ari Lennox, I can see her doing a fire song with Erykah Badu or Jill Scott, or even like a Music Soul Child or something like that. Like I want to see those eras collab, because right now we in that neo R&B and that's that neo soul. So if they could collab, that shit will be fire. And then on the hip hop side, like I know I've heard Benny and Black Thought do shit together, and I've seen West Side Gun do shit with Black Star and Most Def and shit. So they do that in hip hop a lot. So I can't even say with hip hop, but I say on the R&B side, that'd be fire if they do like some newer R&B with some old school neo soul R&B would be fire. I love that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing that with hip hop. What if, hear me, Corday, JID, all right, Kendrick and Jay-Z, 4-way collab. Come on.
Jay-Z, I'd take out of it.
I wasn't thinking Jay-Z at first. I just threw him in there as a curveball at the end.
Yeah. No, I take Jay-Z out. I think
Tier know who I was thinking to go with if we put niggas like Kendrick and them in there. All right. If I say Corday tier, who is the analog for Corday? Who is Corday a young version of? He's not a young version of this nigga, but like who is the
Cole?
world nigga? Jermaine.
Jermaine, yeah, for sure. And exactly, it's like
version of both Cole and Kendrick.
And Kendrick, of course.
Whether niggas want to look at it like that or not, I mean, come on.
Nah, these are the kids. They even look like little younger clones of them. Facts. I mean, this is who we listen to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. I mean, I think when I was listening to Kendrick. It's funny. I'll a little story. When I remember I was first trying to rap, I was like going hard, and I was like maybe 15, 16, trying to write this shit for Yellow Tape probably. And I'm listening to niggas like Wiz at the time, listening to Currency Heavy at the time, and I'm listening to these guys, and I'm like, yo, how are these guys rapping like this, bro? Like, how are they talking all this content? I'm thinking they like 19 or 17, but then I look at their age, I look them up, and at the time Wiz was like 25. And Currency was like 28, and then I was 15, and it clicked for me because they looked young. I thought it was my age, and it clicked for me. I was like, yo, you gotta live, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta live life and find your voice. Like, no matter what your influence is, you know what I'm saying? We all sound like the person that came before us, but once you find your sound, then you could take that shit that they did and take it to the next level. And that's what the niggas like JID and Corday and all these niggas is doing. They just kind of carrying the torch.
You gotta evolve it.
Yeah, facts.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sum this up. Just do 2 more questions, and then we can probably. Do
I bet. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
And then get to closing it. If you didn't do music, where would you think you'd be?
Man, probably be an actor, or some shit like that. I don't know.
I mean, you are a writer, so there's that.
Yeah, like. I like entertainment. I like making people laugh. So like maybe like comedy or some shit like that, like acting, comedy, something just like entertainment. Like I always like to just put on a show and shit like that. That's just my thing. Yeah.
Definitely. And
be a voice actor.
No, real rap. That's what I'm trying to get into.
We gotta reinvent that again over here. So. Are there any artists you want to shout out that or any local artists that you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, I mean, shout out ready, off the rip. Obviously, all the homies on Earl Interlude, Austin Fox, Chron 11, K Fitz, but also just everybody that I came up with rapping in Brooklyn. I mean, obviously all all the homies 4-7, Pro Era. I mean, obviously Capital STEEZ. But I mean, just anybody out here just trying to do their thing with their clique, y'all. I mean, like anybody just trying to just come up and make something happen, bro. Do it, man. Now's the time. You know what I'm saying? You could get together with your homies. Y'all could have your own little niche audience, and you could make something out of yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Look at people like the Coast Contra dudes and shit like that. Like, niggas just came out of nowhere and they just started making music and popping shit off just because, everybody. There's an audience for everybody. So, but yeah, definitely shout out all my homies. Shout out everybody that's trying to do this shit. I got family on the West Coast too that rap. I mean, like we tied in with this shit. So just shout out to everybody that make this shit, man.
Definitely, man, for real. Anything else we want to say? Anything else you want to say, Samaje?
Nope. I'm ready for whatever the tail end conversation gets to be in.
Oh shit.
That's what I come here for, is for the personable conversations. Okay. That's it, and that's all.
So we go ahead and get this little interview wrapped up. It was definitely a dope time talking to you, bro. I know you got a couple other things to do. Every artist, a majority of everybody we shouted out definitely doesn't be in the description. The links to his music, link to his profile if you ever want to reach out to him, whatever it is, our information, our website, everything. Y'all I just say stay tuned with us. Whenever this video is posted, probably tomorrow, which is gonna be today, Monday.
That's fire.
We will be doing a live stream, so through Highly Advised. So definitely be on Twitch and Kick and.
And big shout out to these brothers, man. Like support. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all about just putting out this stuff and having your voice and y'all doing it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Please support, because you never know what somebody's platform can turn into, and y'all could be a part of that from the inception to where it goes. So support me, support these brothers, man. Yard Talk, Highly Advised, support, and just all you gotta do is tune in. That's it. You don't gotta do nothing else.
Tune in. Y'all, because as we've already said on multiple videos before, Yard Talk, highly advised. This is our boat for all the other ventures we want to do.
And we have a
Sure.
lot in mind that we want to do. So stay tuned. It might
This
be
is
something you fuck with.
across all of our other ventures across the water. This is
Right.
Definitely.
like the hub. Yeah, and it's, everything links back to this.
Launch pad.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Definitely. So once again, it's been nice fucking
Salute
with y'all.
y'all.
Over
Yeah.
here at Yard Talk community, Yard Talk family, me, Big T, my boy MyJ 2 times,
2 times.
and Jakk the fucking RHYMER. You heard? Coming from the east side.
You already know.
Already.
I was ready anyway. Yo, Rom.
6 million ways to die. Choose one.
Flow hard, go hard, it's a combo. Top MCs, the bro god in the convo. It's 10 or 11 when I recognize clever lines fused together, diverge the rules and measure can rule the Mecca. And had them praising some. My city known for crushing the seeds and raising none. I just want this one brain and 2 lungs. 2 blow up before I screw those up. Rhymer going ham over this whole cut. That's a hard bar, but we chew those up. Nah, I'm only kidding, we don't do those drugs. My shit been dope before they knew my style. Everything cracked that I contain in vows. Vow, but it's served with a smile. I vowed to cut the red meat out, so what I'm cooking more foul like Julia Childs, and that's what's got you tripping now. I just want the vibe of the year. This right here make the gods reappear. Looking in the mirror, not the lame nigga there. If you show will, they show will cheer. Yeah, I'ma put my life on the line for a whole slice of the pie, whole slice of the pie. For you, this might come out odd, but even if I die, this is sweet suicide. I just want the vibe of the year. This right here make the guys reappear. Looking in the mirror, not the lame nigga there. If you show will, they show will cheer. Yeah, I'ma put my life on the line for a whole slice of the pie, whole slice of the pie. For you, this might come out odd, but even if I die, this is sweet suicide. I just want the vibe of the year. Yeah, I just want the vibe of the year. This could be the vibe of the year. I just want the vibe of the year.